welcome to another episode of Truther Questions. Sit back and relax and enjoy the dulcet tones of I'm Better Than You Is. Yeah, if you just jump to this video at random and you haven't seen the first one, go ahead and see Truther Questions introduction. And therein it contains some criteria for answering these questions. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and see it. If you have already seen it, then you know the rules. Blah, 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 blah. Question 85. Twofers claim incorrectly that the Mascal exercise included a drill where a hijacked plane was flown into the Pentagon, yet also claim that the Pentagon, also incorrectly, is the most well-defended building in the universe, and it is impossible for anything to have hit it. But if they honestly believe that the Pentagon was so well defended and it was impossible for a hijacked plane to crash into it due to interceptors or a supposed missile system, why would the Pentagon ever run drills where hijacked planes were flown into the Pentagon? If it was such an obvious fact that the Pentagon airspace is impenetrable, why would the Pentagon train for such an impossible scenario? 86. If the Pentagon supposedly has a missile system, why can't anyone find any evidence of it? Why does every photo show neither a uh, missile system or any tactical radar apparatus that would be required to guide said missiles? If the Pentagon has such a missile system, why can't anyone find any evidence of it? Number 87. If the Pentagon had a missile system, why did they need to, after 9/11, move trailer-borne Patriot missile systems in position near the Pentagon as a defensive measure in case of a future repeat? If number 88. If the Pentagon really had a missile system, the conspirators would know it, obviously. Since kooks say that the system had to be turned off or stood down, consequently, the would-be conspirators would know it would be an obvious sign, or an obvious inside job to hit the Pentagon. So then, why hit the Pentagon at all? Why choose a target that you know will easily be exposed as an inside job? Why not just hit, the White House or the Capitol or other highly symbolic landmarks instead, or another office building, or a busy intersection on the freeway, or some cunt's house? At least, fuck, you want to kill some cunt. 89, and here's a good one. How far is the Pentagon away from the nearest airport? I'll give you a clue. Not very far at all. 90. What is the runway configuration of that airport? I'll give you another clue. The Pentagon is basically facing right down the fucking barrel of it. 91. Who is Frank Eugene Corder? Someone tell me, because I don't really know myself. 92. Toofers say that old Smelly Bin Liner was a CIA asset. If true, why would this be relevant? If, as Toofers claim, Al Qaeda and old Smelly Bin Liner were not involved in the attacks, then why would I care if he was a CIA asset or not? 93. Twoofers claim Building 7 was brought down in a controlled demolition for various reasons. But why not just have a third plane crash into it? If you're going to go through all the trouble of having planes hit Building 1 and 2, why not have a third plane hit Building 7? Um, there were several federal officers there, the CIA for example, that would make a very legitimate and believable terrorist target. There is every good excuse in the world for a terrorist to want to attack Building 7, based on its tenets. Why plan such an insanely risky let's hijack planes and remote control fly them into towers and hope to fuck that they collapse and the debris will strike Building 7 enough to severely damage it and start fires, but not enough to make it collapse on its own. So we can go into Building 7 hours later while it's engulfed in flames to wire it to explosives and try and hide the controlled demolition in broad daylight when the whole world is watching, after also telling the BBC to report the collapse 20 minutes early to be sure to draw as much attention to it as possible. Plot. When you could just very easily take it down with another plane. 94. Add on. References in the previous question, or if a third plane was too complicated, why not just shoot a missile at Building 7? According to the conspiracy Pentagon logic, it's a very normal and natural occurrence that when people see a missile fly over a city, will always mistake it for a 757. So, why the overly and insanely risky plot outlined in the question above, when simply shooting a missile is a much easier and simpler way to accomplish the mission? 95. TWOOF has claimed that Building 7 was brought down for various reasons. Destroyed Enron evidence, destroy evidence of an inside job, was contained there, etc. If this were true, then bringing down Building 7 would have been planned well in advance uh, and would be a required mission objective. If if it was the plan all along, why would they leave it up to Larry Silverstein to decide on the day itself whether or not to blow the building if its stuff is so desperately had to be destroyed? Basically, you couldn't rig that building up in one afternoon, especially not while it's on fire. So obviously, had to have been done before. So with all that forethought, why are you waiting for fucking Larry Silverstein to go? Yeah, okay, it's fucked. Blow it up. Hmm? Last one for this one. 96. The CIA's New York station was located in Building 7. On the 4th of November 2001, it was reported that on September 12, 2001, the CIA dispatched a special team to scour the rubble looking for any intelligent documents, uh, reports, or CIA computers in order to try and recover classified intel. If 9/11 was a false flag attack planned by the government, why didn't the CIA take all their important stuff off-site before the day before, if they knew that 7 was going to be brought down by a CD? Then, why didn't they ensure that nothing critical was left behind the day before? But just to make it look better? Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode. Boobies.